Hello and welcome back to the Halo Infinite Carnage Report. And today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about Halo Infinite's campaign, its story, its gameplay, its levels. And we've assembled the only 3 people in the world that hate this game or strongly dislike various things about it. We know that's not true, but we do live in a world where there's an overwhelming positive backing, I guess, for the campaign half of the game at least. And we just don't see it.
At least on the internet's point of view. It just seems that there's very little support against, or people against this story of Infinite. And it just seems to be renowned as this wonderful, amazing praised, campaign. Yeah, it's just
different levels too. It's either the best campaign since, then label whatever good your favorite Halo game is.
3.
Or it's like the best 3-4-3 campaign, which debatable, or it's the best campaign ever. Oh. And I agree with none of those statements.
Oh gosh. Well, why don't we get started from the top then?
Let's get into it.
Yeah, Halo Infinite is the worst Halo campaign. By far, easy worst Halo, both gameplay and story for me, both of them.
Yeah, I was not pleased. I played the game hoping that there's more. And that I was going to get something different. I just had to keep playing.
Yeah.
But as I was playing and I was going through it, I could tell, like, oh no, I'm near the end. There's nothing here. It's just more of what I'm already going through in this story. But we got to start from the beginning because we need to get the build up here.
Yeah, it's tough to know where to even begin with this.
Let's start from the beginning. You know, Master Chief is getting beat up by what's his face?
Oh, the beginning of this game is before the game begins. You got to realize.
Oh, yeah.
It's and this is well documented, but we should establish it. Is Halo 5 was not well received.
Mm-hmm.
That is the previous worst Halo campaign, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked that one well enough.
Oh yeah.
This one, in an effort to distance themselves from that controversial story, they basically decided we're going to soft reboot it. We're going to handle Evil Cortana in such a way that we don't have to feature neither Evil Cortana nor the Prometheans in a significant manner. So last time we saw Chief, he was with the Arbiter. Cortana had instilled rule over all planets. You will do what I say, or I'm going to EMP or nuke you or destroy you with my Guardians.
The galaxy or the universe?
Galaxy. Halo's usually limited to the galaxy, I believe.
Okay.
And then you also had Blue Team and Osiris. All and Professor Halsey. All in one place.
Yeah.
That's how we ended Halo 5.
And with the promise and text, see you on Sangelios. So this game opens not on Sangelios, features no aspect of that. It opens, as you said, with the Infinity under attack from the Banished. Not the Prometheans.
When exactly?
Who are the Banished?
Don't worry about that. They're just being attacked by the Banished. And how did they get that far into the Infinity? The Infinity's like, what, the most sophisticated UNSC ship ever? So we didn't get to see how that happened. We just get to see... Like, it just rushes right into it. Like we know what's happening. Like, how'd this happen? No, you're not interested. It's just Estrom, whatever his name is, or
Atriox.
Atriox attacking Master Chief, getting beat up. No one complains about that. No one's upset this random guy from, I know he's from Halo Wars 2, just shows up and beats Master Chief.
And that's almost okay. You know what they're doing? It's going to be a reoccurring theme. Is everything in this campaign is what did Halo 1 do? And Halo 1 opened with a ship under attack by a force you're not fully familiar with. It's exact same thing.
It's true, yeah.
The only difference is this is not Halo 1, this is Halo 6. And the previous game did not introduce the Banished. The Banished were introduced in a real-time strategy spin-off, Halo Wars 2.
Which everyone played.
And even if
that plays Halo games.
And even if you did play that game, as far as you know... Atriox and the Banished are trapped on the Ark with no way back.
Yeah.
So suddenly it's like, well, maybe there's a book in between. There was.
I wonder if you're the only person who knows that. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's great. It's perfect. And I think that's what they were kind of counting on. Is they want you to feel like Halo 1 where you're thrown into the fight. Because if you remember Halo 1, they're like, oh, we barely got our Reach alive. But Reach didn't exist. Like, the book existed, right? But your average player, it's just like, oh, well, backstory.
Yeah. But that's the start of your franchise, so that's like, you can do that maybe at that point. You just say, there's stuff before, and obviously there was, so go.
When in this game, the whole the whole idea of it is, okay, we're going to treat it as a big, like, hunt for the truth almost. But, like, we see the very beginning that the attack and the Master Chief is out.
Yep.
So he has to find out what happened. So I guess you kind of fill in some gaps after that, but you don't really fill in everything before that. You know what I mean? Like from Halo 5 to Banished Attack the Infinity over Zeta Halo.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we're going to one destination and we're staying at that destination indefinitely.
We're never leaving.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
What's this guy's name? The pilot finds Master Chief floating around. He does a little bit of electrical work, recharges him. It's alive. Master Chief's alive, and then they go onto another ship and take that one down. Mm-hmm. Master Chief just did it amazingly. Just takes the whole thing. It doesn't need any help from anybody.
He's a pro at this point.
Well, he is. But the Banished, and we get lots of what's his face in the hologram. Eshram. Lots of Eshram
Red
action.
hologram man.
Yep. It's hard to care. Like the first time he showed up and started trash talking, hey, kind of cool. A couple of the speeches are good, but in their volume and consistency. Like, just every time you turn a corner, it feels like when you're on the linear level.
Master Chief, I left you another voicemail. Listen to it, please.
Are they live?
He's like a clingy ex that just can't get over the breakup.
Yeah.
Eh?
Oh,
Jesus.
Gosh.
We wasted your armies. You can't even imagine how tough we are. Everything you do is meaningless and pointless against our entire army.
It's like as you're wasting and taking bases after bases after bases, he's still like
single-handedly.
You think Nick can do anything against me? It's like, oh, dude, God.
And the biggest issue with that is I've done a little bit of like novel writing and screenwriting. I'm by no means an expert writer, but the first thing you learn is show, don't tell. This game is all tell. It's just holograms telling you shit that happened that you didn't really see. You might see a little glimpse of it in the hologram, but it's like the easy solution for me is do what ODST did. It's almost the same setup. Is there's something happening at the beginning, you don't quite know what's going on, you're dropping onto that ship, and then you're scattered and you pick up as the rookie. And then you wander an open world, the city, and you find evidence of what happened. But when he picks up the piece of evidence, you get to experience that like as an episodic linear mission. So then you play as Buck as he's trying to rescue Dare. And at the very end, when like the ship explodes or whatever, his helmet goes flying into the monitor, then you finally realize, oh, this is how this happened. And by the end of the game, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played it, but you
piece it together.
You piece together the entire narrative.
Yes.
This game is just, even when the pieces are together, one, it's totally not involving because I'm just being told the narrative. I'm not experiencing it.
Not remembering it at all either.
And the Master Chief knows shit we don't know.
Yes. Yeah. We're not learning things with him. He already knows things as we're going into it.
It's like a betrayal.
So he already has the weapon. No, he finds the weapon that's already defeated Cortana at this point.
Let's call her not Cortana.
Not Cortana is there, and he's talking to her. I don't even know why he even gets her. If he's planning on destroying her.
I think he's going to use her against the Banished or something, because he tells the pilot we need the weapon.
Oh, clearly not.
For what,
Master Chief just walks up anywhere and kills everyone and everything.
This is one of those things. We played the game basically when it came out.
Yeah.
So our memory might not be the best on all the plot details. I'm sure some commenter is going to write like, well, you need the weapon for X. Because I think that one does get explained pretty good. I just don't forget the reason.
All right, well, forgive us for
forgetting
something.
her
just in general, though, like the details of Cortana's deletion and Atrioc somehow cornering her, like or her allowing the Infinity to get anywhere near the ring, like, and why deleting her suddenly shuts down the entire AI rebellion. What are they, the battle droids from episode 1? Like you take out the control center, they all like, these are like self-sufficient, basically sentient AIs,
which she didn't control. She bent them to her side and her will.
They decide we don't want to go crazy and die in 10 years. We want the Fountain of Youth with Cortana.
So they have the Fountain of Youth at the, what's that place called again?
Domain.
The Domain. They have access to the Domain.
The space internet.
But Atriox, he got to her.
Well, somehow she gets cornered on Zeta Halo. She's trapped, which makes no sense. But then
the humans, the UNSC definitely had a hand in that. I feel like the efficacy of the weapon implies that there's a vulnerability that they can get her. Maybe they caused that situation, but like I don't remember, and it's all like guessing because how it just brings us back to that other like, how do we get from she is in control of the galaxy or universe or whatever on a galactic scale. She's shut down all the technology and shit. People are gonna run, but they can't hide, right? And so suddenly, whoa, big tough red guy, he got her. And then there's like trash talking holograms that you are learning about the story through. It's this weird it's like they're in a office meeting and they don't like each other. It's like, how did this happen? Why are they even talking? They're talking about killing each other.
Yeah.
It's really like,
how did we get here?
The game is trying to say, like, all that stuff that happened in the last games, those don't matter. What matters most is Master Chief has to fight this old veteran brute. That's what's important.
The guy who loves the old veteran brute.
And that's
what's most important.
if you tear that apart and it's like, okay, the Banished, their whole thing was, we separated from the Covenant because we hated them. We fought the Covenant, we fought the humans, we fought everyone. They're fighters.
Unified.
And now they got no one left to fight, right? So the idea is that Eshram can kind of remotivate his forces because there's finally a villain for them, Master Chief, worthy of their time. And that's a neat idea because it's like maybe the Banished are faltering and this is a way to reignite the flame. But they don't look like they're faltering because they completely destroy, mankind's premier vessel.
Are they running from
nothing?
Cortana, or are they? What are they doing?
They're taking. Oh gosh, that's the dumbest thing. They're taking control of the ring. Because they blame humanity for Cortana destroying their homeworld. That's my understanding.
Evil Cortana from 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's one of the flashbacks. You get a little taste of what could have been. You see Cortana destroy a Spartan training facility, murdering everyone aboard, and destroying the Brute homeworld because the Brutes would not listen to, do what I say. They would want to fight her. But again, it's a hologram, and then it's a very shaky reason for the Banished to hate humanity because, they made Cortana, but she was also against them.
It makes more sense to just be against Cortana.
Yes.
Instead of, like, her family.
Yeah. So I guess the logic is it's more about the game of, like, taking down Chief. And, like, that kind of personal stake story could work. I think it's not a terrible idea. The issue is it's at the backdrop of what could have been the biggest threat to the Halo universe yet, which has now just been swept under the rug.
Yeah, that's the anticlimax that I think has us still reeling. It's just, like, the end of a game. It's so big. The stakes are the highest. You're pumped up. You did a big boss battle or Warthog run or something. But, like, something big is going to happen or is happening. And then it's like, next season. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's all gone.
All the buildup is gone.
I was excited for it. I wanted to see where it was going to go.
Yeah, at least finish what you started. But with this idea that you're saying with, the Banished, being motivated again with Master Chief, that sounds good, but it was poorly executed.
Yeah, you don't really feel it.
No, because all it is, like, if all the previous Halo games, Master Chief is with troops. He is a part of the military. In this game, it's like he's a god. It's like he's just descended onto Halo and has just sweep. Now, yes, you can rescue the Marines, that just happened to all wear the same T-shirts, are all still alive, bounded for some reason outside, ready for you to let them out. And they're all ready to go, too. They're just, like, they're well fit. But those Spartans that you find, I can barely be able Chief, do the thing and take my power up. Give me a break.
Well, there's probably countless dead Marines. You just only find the living ones.
Well, it's just, it doesn't feel like you're part of the military you're just a part of a greater system. It's like you're just the only thing.
That's something that happened because of the open world, I think. Because I've said this before, maybe on this Vit channel, I don't know. But it's like when you're playing like even Halo 5, like the better ones like Reach or like 3, you'll always see in the skybox some kind of distant battle, aerial battle, or tanks, or something going on in the distance. You have background. There's already soldiers in play with their own missions that you kind of come across. You may help, you may not. We got to take this damn Chief. Okay, The Chief is a tool. In this game, Chief is just, he is the game. It's all that is.
Nothing happens if he doesn't do it.
The Marines are like Pikmin. They're waiting for Olimar to come and direct them.
Well, it doesn't. I agree with Jordan because you come across other Spartan like logs. If you're listening to the logs or the lore that you find, everybody's leaving voicemails everywhere. And it all supports the idea that they got there, they weren't doing that great, and everything started falling apart. And they were waiting for Chief to come and died, or were trying to do something on their own and died. And it's a good thing they left you a jump jet pack or shield module or something, but everybody was just waiting. Everything that you're seeing in the game supports that. Just like, oh, it's you. You're the only thing.
Oh, like Cortana or the weapon, or not Cortana, whatever you want to call her. It's like it's just like an ego stroking the whole way through. Oh, you did such a good job at beating those guys. Yeah, you're the best. Oh, it's so great. Like she's like that's all she's doing. Like I don't know if she really helps you do anything like other than like some Forerunner stuff maybe. But other than that,
you mean the I Dream of Jeannie? Just like I did it. Open
the
door.
It's like it's not working. You got to bring me here to do this. It's like
on a more narrative level, there's a neat like idea that it's not Cortana. It's just another AI, and Chief doesn't trust this one because he saw what happened last time, or maybe he doesn't want to get hurt again. And like well, it's true, right?
I think that's probably
that is part of it.
Well, yes, but it's hard to like say, oh no, like it's so dynamic. He's worried about that happening to him again. But like, we didn't really see what happened during the breakup. Like we don't know how it ended, other than just it's like someone like said, I don't want to be with you anymore, and then you find out like they died a year later, and it's like, oh.
Well, I mean, she turned to an evil dictator.
She did, but then we don't, again, get to experience it, really.
Yeah, there's definitely missing pieces in the story, but I see what they're trying to do on this level. I think they're more successful with the pilot. I like the pilot character well enough. There's a really nice cutscene after they've crashed the Pelican, and he's out of it. He thinks they're going to lose, and Chief basically gives him hope again with this nice speech.
Comforts him.
And it'd be a really great scene if it wasn't like ending with like, oh, we got to go stop the Banished over the horizon there on Zeta Halo, because it's like that's stuff I don't care about. Because like it should be let's stop Cortana, the Prometheans. I know people don't like that stuff, but we needed to end it. Imagine if Halo 2 finished the fight. He went to Halo 4. Chief is in space, and the second half, the Forward Unto Dawn. The Covenant have been defeated. Here come the Prometheans and some new Covenant. And it's just like, people would be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
So whether or not you like Halo 5 almost doesn't matter. The story needs to be finished. Because the result is, it might not affect everyone the same way. But if they're going to just end stories, it's like, well, now we're introducing the Endless, who've only now just been unleashed at the end of the game. I don't give a shit, because you know what? If people don't like the Endless,
they're not going to care what comes next.
They'll just write them out.
It's a loss of integrity, excuse me, of the storyline. Because a nice example is Halo 2. The elites are now out of the Covenant. They've been betrayed. Halo 3, there's no elites that are your enemies. There's brutes that are now the focus. They could have been like, well, the elites have been in all the other games, so we got to make sure that some of the elites are still bad, so you have elites to fight.
Yep.
No, they did it because that was part of the story. The integrity was but this one, it's like, oh, well, people want elites back, so here's some elites. Sure. The flow is totally off.
What other enemies did we have in the old games? Oh, just put those back in. Not the Flood, but just put all those other enemies back in.
Well, the Flood, the only reason they don't have them is because it's T-rated now. At least that's my theory.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're trying to just maybe replace them with the Endless, and they even have that line. It's worse than the Flood. It's like, oh god.
Except we don't see anything about them, know anything about them, and then the person's backing up and talking them up dies at the end of the game, and we don't even know who the heck they were.
Spoilers.
So it's
I actually had to go to Wikipedia.
Everybody died.
Is the Harbinger an Endless? And I don't even. I think it's
not.
I think it's not, but it's not clear.
But I don't care. Ultimately, it's like, yeah, there's a question. But yeah, that's okay.
And then everyone dies. Eshram dies. That cool elite dies. The Harbinger dies.
But
Aatrox is alive.
Aatrox, who we thought was dead, is alive.
Yeah.
Or something.
What a twist.
Evil Daddy, Red Man number 1 is back. Number 2.
His
number 2.
The
I just can't. It's like, what is Eshram really doing in the game? Like, he's
trash talking.
It's just like is it a wrestling game?
Yes.
He's spilling this, just like, I don't know if he's trying to demotivate you or challenge you. Either way, he really wants like some physical contact with Master Chief, and then reveals as their first date that he has the cancer. And so then it's sort of just like, you know what? You died a warrior's death. And so then the other guys around them get to be like, what? Why would you honor him? And when he died, it's like, yeah, I'm with you. Why would you?
It's a good moment that's really left field. Yeah. It's not built up to.
I've been playing this game the whole time. He's been an annoying piece of shit. He even set up this like role play dungeons for me to shoot his babies with his toys. So that to get ready to fight him. I think it was sexual.
It's like he doesn't understand numbers. It's like he hasn't been briefed.
You'll never defeat me.
It's like, sir, we've lost about 50% of it.
He's killed single-handedly.
It's like, that whole, like when you're making your way to that tower and like, you're in that tank and you kill everyone without anyone's help. And Estrom's still like acting the same way.
I don't believe it.
It's just so
the bravado.
I just like, I have to believe, like, by the end of the game, you have to believe that basically Master Chief has single-handedly conquered all of Halo by himself.
Unless you got a bunch of Marines on the back of your Warthog with laser cannons. Then they did a lot of work.
Like, we have to believe that, like, Estrom is willing to see that all of his forces are being destroyed, but it's like, don't bring in a ship and nuke Master Chief. No. We have to take him down like a man. We don't
have an idea of his forces, though. We don't know how big his forces. They say they control the ring. We only see a piece of the ring.
But they
control the whole ring. But this like what, a 20th of it? Like that's all the actions.
The whole game.
Well, there's an infinite number of dropships, like with guys coming in.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Where are they coming from? Where is their base?
I've seen them despawn before my very eyes, so the illusion is ruined. He has more office meetings though with like invisible evil lady, whatever.
The Harbinger.
Well, no, not the invisible elite one.
Oh,
he's got the red. He's got other people, and it's like they are not his committee, I guess, but like there's other people who are like
higher ups.
What are you doing? Don't worry, it's gonna be great. And they're like, oh, but it's. Are you sure? I doubt you. Don't doubt me.
I'm gonna give that cutscene some credit though, because at least there's like people in a room talking. It's not just like Master Chief with the weapon as a like 90% of cutscenes
different
are the weapon hologram on his hand, or other holograms he's watching. Sometimes even like there's one that replaces the scene of Cortana's death from Halo 4. But heaven forbid we use the Reclaimer art style even for a second. For continuity, let's swap her with ugly purple Cortana. It looks way worse.
From the game.
Isn't that great? We get to learn about all the backstory and all these important questions through holograms. Not even like in a cutscene. You can just walk past it. So it's like
you don't have to look at them.
It's like a footnote. It's like, I
think I jumped through them at one point. There was a big one over a chasm, and it was explaining Cortana and Redman number 1 or 2 talking about how they're not going to kill each other or are, and I just jumped through it and kept going.
And that's supposed to be a pretty critical moment in the plot.
I was waiting for a light bridge. I have a grapple. I don't care.
Like think about like Tartarus in Halo 2. I always use the example, but like he's out there, he's doing stuff, he's involved, he is shaping the plot as he goes. He is basically replacing the elites with the brutes, betraying the elites. It's like there's all kinds of stuff happening. This game is just trash talking, and you're trying to find out what already happened. And like that was my big thing playing through the game. It's like I wasn't playing a ton because I loved it. I was playing because I want to see the damage control. It's like what did they do to the story? I needed to know how bad it was. And when I got to the end and Cortana apologized for being evil, it was like such a slap in the face. Because they from the start, all the fans gave them an out. When Cortana was evil in Halo 5, all the fans said, well, in Halo 4, you could see her splitting up.
Yeah.
So maybe a rampant fragment got into the domain and it's not really her. And 343 is like, no. It's really her. We just don't agree with what she's doing. It's well, that's a bold move to take.
You're just saying fundamentally that she would become that is her. Right?
So why would you commit to that if you're just going to then have her say, well, Chief, when I finally saw that you were in danger, I decided maybe it's good not to kill everybody.
In 5, she literally puts him in danger. She could have killed him. I realized it was sentimentality and it wasn't like it was going to come to a fight between him and her. But yeah, it's not in character.
Yeah. What's in character or not, it's hard to tell Cortana at this point.
I mean, was it the end of 4 or 5 where she's I can touch you for the first time?
Yes,
4, right? Yeah. It's like, okay, there's some feelings, there's a bond here.
She's been in his head.
You can argue, yeah.
She likes what she sees.
She lived in there. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
So I guess we probably ripped on the story. Like, there's not much to say about the endless because we don't know what they are yet. Nothing happens in the game. Like Master Chief wakes up, we find out what did happen, kind of. And then it ends.
And absolutely no returning characters. There's nobody.
I was also like
nothing.
We
have
somewhere else.
Like decades of character development, but not even a flicker of like, remember that guy who did stuff, or somebody who knows that person. Like nothing.
Maybe we're lucky with that though, because the Spartans that are dead that we're finding ability modules on, they could have been Spartans from the other campaigns. So maybe they did us a favor there.
Yeah,
maybe, but I don't think they're going to bring them back. It's not like we're saving the best for later. It's like no.
They can show up in books. That's probably what's going to happen, or comics. My favorite 343 character is Lasky, And the whole time I kept finding his his voice logs
Audio logs,
at the forward operating bases. And it's like, oh gosh, please don't die in one of these. Please don't die off screen. Like, if they killed Lasky off, like, how bad would that be? The Halo 4's entire marketing campaign was releasing a movie that showed his origin story. And then to kill him off screen, like, thankfully, as far as we know, he's still alive. Maybe he'll show up and, like, meet up with him at some point in, the DLC that may or may not happen.
Is there even a mention of Blue Team? Like, Master Chief's really close. Those are his brothers and sisters. But it's like...
They're sent off on... Oh, Blue Team, we don't... Oh, I think Blue Team... Yeah, I don't know. Because Osiris, we know, is off on Operation Breaker. I think there's a mention of that. The expanded lore described that a bit.
Now I know what you're talking about.
We have no idea what that is. I think we don't want to put these characters in our game.
Yeah.
So they're off on a special mission.
Very far
in
away.
uncharted space.
Yep. Hope they're okay.
They're busy.
So what was the gameplay, though? This is the first open world Halo game.
Yeah.
Hopefully the last, as far as I'm concerned.
It is just... You just go from this base to that base, and you shoot more stuff, and it's
Far Cry.
All the same. It
it's
looks
a little
all the same.
Wasted opportunity, I would say. I don't hate the sandboxiness. I do like Spider-Man swinging around. That's fun, but it's like they're not really doing much with it.
Mm-hmm.
So there are like bases you can just suddenly be in because you're finding whatever direction you want to go. You can explore, fly mountaintops or whatever, but like that's not something you can just, oh man, I just want to explore Zeta Halo some more. That all looks the same. That doesn't add replay value. So I'm waiting for more things to do. So when co-op came out, that spiced it back up a little bit because we were doing some fun things like slingshotting each other across by grappling each other.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't save it.
No.
And for me, free to play is kind of the death of a game at this point.
Well, remember, the campaign's not free to play.
No, well, I'm leading to that.
Oh.
When a game comes out and it's like, oh, don't worry, it's free to play. I know that it's going to be heavily monetized and focus on skins and shit and be garbage. Old timers like us used to complain about DLC as, they're trying to get more money out of us. But at least they were actually selling us things to do like maps and expansions and things like that. So I'm not really complaining about it in that regard. It's just there's no value for me in a free-to-play model that's just skins and aesthetics, and it's just a waste of time and money. Also, it tells me that they're putting all of their time and money and focus on the development of that. Mm-hmm. The seasons, the season passes, all of that's going into Halo Infinite, that is heavy in marketing. That is heavy in production. Like, Halo campaign development... is that happening?
Well, there's
I don't think so.
Some uncertainty.
Afterthought.
So the multiplayer came out. I knew campaign was months away. It was like a year away. I waited. I decided, it doesn't matter. Put this aside. If campaign's good, I'm gonna vote with my money, right? And I'll just say, okay, I'll encourage campaign development in whatever little way I can by buying it. But then, because I had Game Pass Ultimate or something like that, I played it for free. And I realized partway through, I'm not going to buy this. There's no reason to. Also, I'll just be putting money into a thing where it's like, they're just like, yeah, thanks. Work on more multiplayer shit.
It was more like, we have to have a campaign.
It feels
to
like
satisfy the old fans.
It feels like it's trying to do the Destiny model where it's like you have a location and you have an entire campaign based on that location. So then like years down the line, it's like, here's now the desert world. We have the desert campaign. Which, if they
did
did
a different environment, folks.
It's not ideal, trust me. But if they did that, at least it would make this game feel more complete. Because as it is, it feels like almost like a giant tech demo. Like like you said, the overworld all looks the same. Like there's slight variation. There's like a pond or something here, but it's just all the same environment.
The whole ring just looks like this.
And then when you get to the linear missions, it's like such an afterthought. It's just like endless Forerunner tunnel. Like it's either it's a Forerunner tunnel, it's a banished outpost, or is there UNSC levels? Not really.
You get a lot of Forerunner stuff. I don't know.
It's mostly Forerunner and banished.
Mm-hmm. UNSC's moved into the place. They don't live there.
Yeah, so it's like everything. Even the levels look samey. There's no giant set pieces. Like there's bosses.
You have some points of interest. Bosses. There's big bridges and there's a big tower. There's a big mountain. There's some big things. The very first one, you climb up to the very top of a thing and get a skull. You can look down from that place and that's pretty cool. But that's not enough.
I'm talking like Halo 3 Scarab battle. Even Halo 5 Kraken battle, as bad as it is.
It feels like that.
It's a big battle.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, is that there's no big moments.
Yeah.
It's just hand to hand, a foot on your feet, or swinging around, and
it's like a corridor shooter.
Like imagine hey, we're getting new intel, new contacts. No, they're UNSC coming in. It's like, Chief, we've brought in the fleet, but we got banners still on our backs, so we're gonna make a crash landing. We need an LZ,
like Halo 3 when Forward Dawn comes into atmosphere. It's like a whoa moment, amazing. And then you get the tank, and it's like tank beats Ghost, tank beats Hunter. Tank beats everything.
Yeah, charm.
Yeah, but there's no big moments like that.
The bosses are the only thing that comes close, and they're lame.
They're in cutscenes. Stuff happens in cutscenes, or it already happened. You don't do anything.
I just don't understand how anyone I guess some people like it somehow, but
like the moment
it's just
to
compared
moment
to other Halos. Sorry, just one more thing. The environments. We had snow, peaks, we had beaches, swamps, we had all these different places and things inside of a Covenant. Like we had that in the first level, I suppose. But there's always variety in Halo games. We're always going places. But the decision to put us on the ring and that's it. Not even travel through the ring either was just such a bad move.
Well, and even there's a fear of originality. It's like if the first game didn't do it, they don't want to do it in this game. So it's like, you're going through these endless Forerunner tunnels. And it's like, it doesn't all have to look exactly like that one room in Halo 3. You could do different things with it. Like, I don't want to downplay the artists that worked on this, but it does really feel like they're shackled to if we go too crazy, people aren't going to like it because we got to go for that classic style. And it's
expectations.
The deeper I go into these Forerunner structures, there's never a room where it opened up and maybe there's a bunch of specimen tanks with aliens I've never seen, or just anything that's just different, that's mind blowing.
Always.
There's only one or two that have these rotating symbols of the stasis people.
Yeah, that's a cool room. Yeah, that's true.
There's that once or twice.
Yeah, there are okay moments throughout, but I don't know. You would think they put a little work into that. Yeah,
I know what you're saying with I feel like is it 5 maybe? When you land on this one planet that's it's got an AI leading this
Genesis
town or whatever.
Oh, that one. Oh, Meridian.
He's fading or something.
Yeah.
That whole set of levels feels kind of unique.
Yeah.
And then when you're in there, you're doing stuff, and then you're leaving, and it's just I don't know. There was more to grasp there about this character at that point in the game. So you remember that point in the game at where it was. That's more memorable, I guess is what I'm saying.
It all feels the same. Like if I went back and I started playing, I'm where am I? I'm somewhere. I'm probably closer to the end than I am to the beginning.
What's my favorite level? Oh, that one where I went through all the Forerunner tunnels.
Yeah.
It's like Halo, the worst of Halo 1, where they run out of money and time. So they you go backwards to the same levels. Yeah. Except you're not doing that. Just everything looks the same. So it feels like you're constantly going through the same 4 rooms.
And in the old Halo, there was the first one, Combat Evolved. There was a story that made sense why you were even going back.
There was a twist.
Yeah, there's a twist. There's something. This just feels like you could sum it up like this. Master Chief is on the Halo to kill Eshram. And
that's what Eshram wants.
And to maybe kill not Cortana. But he'll have to find out.
Not Cortana is either dead or not. We don't know. And that was my driving force.
Cortana.
When you start the game,
Cortana,
real Cortana. When you start the game, it's the weapon is still around, and she's like, well, I was supposed to delete myself after Cortana was destroyed, but how come I'm still here? And that's kind of the mystery, right? And it's is Cortana still alive? And you see these remnants of her memories. It's what's this? Is she communicating with us somehow? And that's what kept me going, because I kept thinking, maybe they're not totally dropping everything. And I kept pushing through these repetitive levels, harder and harder, just I gotta see what's happening next. And it's not the good kind I want to see what happens next. I just want to see how bad it's going to be. And it's the only thing I can say I really liked was the moment-to-moment feels good still. Fighting enemies feels good. The controls are snappy. The guns all feel pretty good. The AI is okay for the most part. It's it's a very solid game on a very basic level.
The mechanism of gameplay, yeah.
But just the open world is bland and empty, and the levels are an afterthought, linear, small scale, repetitive.
And then the stakes. Where are the stakes?
When the story's shit.
Just live and kill everyone. And because of how open world it is, you can't create these cool set pieces where you're fighting in the Grand Hall of, the Covenant, and you're in somewhere where you're not supposed to be normally, and you're using this weapon to blow. It's just sort of, you kill that boss, you have access to now have infinite copies of rocket launchers that now you can give to all of your. I mean, that's kind of fun and funny, but it's not. It's boring now. After a while, it's like, who cares?
Even I feel like nothing changes in the open world.
No, it doesn't.
In Breath of the Wild, sometimes you bring up these like towers. There's a giant thing in the distance that's some beast that you just mastered. I don't know if it maybe is that strong of a point, but it feels like in Halo Infinite, nothing really changes.
No.
You free guys, you check boxes, you fight dudes, you blow up
propaganda towers,
a la Far Cry.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Just Cause. But other than that, yeah.
Like, imagine
what is there to do?
There was like a ship that shot a giant blast and it like glassed part of Halo, and now like that's the glass land.
Shit, that's the glass land.
And you have to recover something from. There's nothing like that.
I think the thing is, like, everything you want could easily be done in traditional Halo. There's really no reason for it to be open world. It's a hindrance. Because if it's just a series of missions, they can focus on different environments. They can focus on big scripted moments or semi-scripted moments, or like just basically things Halo has always done well.
It's like someone in an office was like, "What's hot right now? Open world." Well, then make it open world. I don't know if it's going to go well. No. Make it open world. All right. We'll make it open world.
Like, and I like that, like you were saying, sandbox is fun, like the sandboxy element, but Halo has always had that, even when it's being linear. Like, other games have leaned harder than some.
Yeah, it just maybe didn't feel that linear. So sometimes a game feels very linear and it doesn't really like matter because you let the game play. And sometimes you don't care that it's not linear because you got those stakes, you got that like understanding of the plot of like, okay, if you're playing Halo, sometimes you could zone out and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna drive the Warthog to the end. Or you can listen to what's happening and you're like, yeah, we gotta go do this thing. It doesn't matter that it's like this, if it is. So yeah, I feel like they kind of missed the mark with like,
well, even classic
we can
Halo,
do this, but it's like, well, what are you doing with it?
It did classic, like they basically said when they're developing this game, we want to treat it like the second mission of Halo or the Silent Cartographer mission, which I think is the fourth. And it's like, those are missions where it's kind of a big open area and you can tackle objectives in different orders.
In the area.
So it's not linear, but it's like, that's your level. It doesn't need to be the whole game as that. Just have a few good, like, and one part of the game, when the Pelican goes down, you got to take down the 3 turrets or whatever, anti-air guns. Yeah, that feels like what Halo Infinite should have been. Like, some linear levels and then some really big areas that you can tackle. But it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, this is part of the open world. That's unnecessary, I think.
The tech demo for their new engine, they showed all this wildlife and everything. Halo looks like a barren wasteland.
You got birds and gophers.
And grass.
And that's it. It's just, it's like nothing. It's not mysterious at all. There's like just nothing there.
There's been leaks, like, in the tech demo when you see like the inside of a tent and there's like something stomping by the tent. You can actually go look on Twitter and see what that creature is. It's like this giant, it's called a crusher, I think. It looks like this big, tough, bull-looking alien, like on 2 legs. It looks awesome. Apparently they couldn't make it work. It's like, what's so hard? It's just an enemy. Like, the problem is, again, they're scared because of the blowback from Halo 4 and 5. It's like, we can't try anything new. Because there's concept art of brutes with like hounds they can unleash. There's concept art of the brutes like attacking a guardian on their choppers. And it's like, there's so much cool stuff. Like different kind of creatures you've never seen and stuff in the concept art. It's like, it's either they ran out of time, they're scared of creativity, or both. And it's so disappointing.
Yeah, it's just a big disappointment.
Which leads to the conclusion that maybe it would have been better if it wasn't a Halo game and it wasn't a Master Chief game.
I think it would lose everything then.
But what are they trying to do with it? If they're just stamping Master Chief on it to like get sales, to like, oh, well, it's another Halo game. Maybe if it wasn't that it would have been more honest, I guess. I don't think we'd sit here like, oh, that sucked, that game that I don't have to like.
No one would be talking about it at all then. Because it's so, like, you take Halo off this game, it's nothing. It's generic Far Cry.
Well, middle ground, what if it was some sort of Halo universe? Instead of Halo Infinite, let's do Halo Universe, okay? And back in time, forward in time, at the same time, doesn't matter. Tell a different story. Use some different characters. Wrap things together, because you do. But, yeah. It just feels flat. Just like, well, now Master Chief has to go get a shopping list of people to kill and not really do anything. But his driver wants to go home. It's like, okay, well, that's not much of a story. But yeah, tell a different story with that. Maybe then you could
and like
do better. I don't know.
Now, like, I don't even know if it's going to continue. Like, the way the game ended,
it doesn't.
It was just kind of like, we're friends now. And now we're going to...
We've unleashed ancient evil.
Worse than the flood.
Anyway, we're friends now. That's your cap off.
And if it's that bad, like they're worse than the flood, how are you three expected to take care of everything? And frankly, what does it even matter? What's there to save? Humanity's at its crumbling point. The Banished are done because their leader. Oh, but their leader isn't dead. But it's like, what am I to anticipate?
Yeah,
you know, at this point, like what am I going to get excited? Like, I feel like the way I do about Star Wars now, it's just like, it's done.
You're not excited because what's it going to do?
What does it matter?
You're going to get a bunch of like multiplayer narrative stuff to tide you over until maybe the next campaign DLC. Maybe.
Oh my gosh. If that happens, I don't know if I would want to see it because it's just so, it's like, here's some crumbs for you. It's like, I used to get fed at the grand hall table.
You like the taste of cake?
But now you're
here's
like, here you go, man. You like, I know you like this stuff. Buy it.
Well, it's
like
crumbs sprinkled on top of like a bar of cheese. It's like, oh, that's not appetizing, man. I don't want that.
But you like that.
You like those crumbs? It tastes like
the arbiter on it. Don't you want to know?
They're giving you a handful of M&Ms, but they're tossing them in a salad because you got to read a book and reading's good for you. And it's like, I have nothing against expanded media and books, but like if that's the only place anything interesting is happening, like they got a book coming out that shows what happens to the Didact after Halo 4. And after the comic where he died but didn't die. And it's like, that's them just trying to tell us to stop asking for the Didact, obviously. But it's like, I guarantee you everything in that book is going to be way more interesting than the plot of Halo Infinite. I can't believe this is what they landed on. And it's clearly just because it's like there's a fan base, a part of the fan base that just wants the Bungie trilogy. And there's a part of the fan base that's happy with new stuff. And they're trying to appease both, but I think they're really leaned on the Bungie side. Maybe to the point where the Bungie fans aren't even happy because they played this. And granted, that's a weird way to divide it because I'm a Bungie fan as well. I love the original games. I might like them better than 343 games. But it's like I am open to change, new ideas. In fact, I want that.
Things can't stay the same forever.
I got to point this crap too. So what the climax of the game is you rescuing the pilot from the clutches of Eshram. Those stakes suck. It's like, it's one Marine. You know how many Marines get blown to bits in this war?
Who's going to fly you around if he dies?
I know. I got to save him. I really do. Like, Master Chief, like, left Cortana behind, in High Charity, due to the mission. But this, it's like, I got to go save him. I have to save him.
That's another reason why I probably shouldn't, like, if you want to tell a more personal story like this, because that's your problem, is you're trying to get something big out of it. And, like, they were clearly by design trying to tell an intimate story where this is the stakes.
Sure.
But maybe if they had different Spartan or even a Marine as the hero, that would work better.
Definitely. Because then, like, Master Chief, the way we know him, I mean...
Well, we do know this about Master Chief, is he feels he failed to save Cortana. He's not going to fail again. That might include the pilot as well, right? Like... He's been helping this guy. He's been promising he's going to get him home. He's a man of his word. He's got to save that pilot. I don't mind that.
But man, this is like we're watching John Wick. We've watched all the John Wick movies, and now we're watching John Wick like fight a bear.
That sounds awesome.
What's the problem?
I guess that's
like
we saw so much more. But now, like, this is it. Like, this is what we get for the newest one. It's like, just, he saves one
I kind of like that idea, too, especially if you're going to, like, age out Master Chief. Maybe he's a hero at the end of his journey, and, like, this is just a small, like, almost, like, footnote to his grand achievements. Like, he's washed up. He's like, there's not what's true about the story, but now, you could do something like that.
Yes, if he was at the end of his life,
being brought back in for one last job.
Yeah, then maybe something like this would have worked, but he's not having any issues.
They're never getting rid of Chief because Halo 5... People didn't like the story, and their takeaway was, "Oh, we can't do anyone else but Chief." That's not the takeaway. The takeaway is write better characters.
I think that's their biggest problem is that they're stuck on Chief, and Chief's awesome, but there's a lot more to the Halo universe than there was anyway than just Chief.
Well, and 343 should realize, two very popular games in the series are ODST and Reach, neither of which feature Chief in any significant capacity. So it's like...
Still good gameplay, still good plot, still good characters.
Reach is my favorite campaign. That's like... I don't even care that Chief's not in. It's awesome.
So because we like the idea of the Spartans. We like the idea of the UNSC. We like the Covenant. We like the Halo. We like all that stuff. But in this game, it's just Chief. And the threat, the ring, it could have been just on some other planet. It wouldn't have mattered. It's like... them being on Halo doesn't really change anything. There's no threat to the galaxy. We don't even know what the threat even is other than the Endless,
Well, and that's
which is
just-
ambiguous.
If you read books, you'll realize there's actually quite a bit of significance to Zeta Halo. I'm not super down with expanded lore, but I do know there's Flood stored there. I know the Primordial, which is like the thing that came before the Flood, I believe was there. Mendicant Bias, an ancient Forerunner AI corrupted by the Flood, is there. And people can tell me if I'm wrong, but I know there's shit on Zeta Halo, and this game deals with none of that. Why should it? Anyway, I think we've been probably ranting long enough. Who knows how long this is going to be.
I'll continue ranting for years to come.
Yeah, so needless to say, thanks for watching, and leave all your hate comments below.
We're probably wrong about some stuff. Whatever. Strong feelings.
Strong feelings of distaste.
Don't like it.
If you want to hear more of our ranting, we'll be happy to do more.
And needless to say, after playing Infinite, when they announce a new Halo game, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to pre-order it. So, anyway.
I'll play a preview live.
I don't know, man. I'll have to see if it looks anything like it was before. If it's not open world, maybe I might buy it.
You're going to buy it. Look at this.
I don't know,
Play
man.
a mobile
Pokemon? Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? You fool me once. Shame on you.
Fool me twice, here's my wallet.
Yeah. And then the third time, take my wallet back.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.